Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this weekend.
Good evening and thanks for joining us at 5:30. I'm Jeremy Wall. Michael has the night off. 2 accidents involving alcohol have been reported as the holiday weekend is in full swing. Wood County Sheriff's deputies arrested a 25-year-old Wisconsin Rapids man after they say he crossed the center line of South Byron Drive while operating under the influence, killing a 28-year-old man on a motorcycle last night around 11:50 p.m., according to a release. First responders attempted life-saving measures on the 28-year-old from Wisconsin Rapids, but were unsuccessful. Wood County Sheriff's deputies charged the driver with third offense OWI and violation of bond conditions. A passenger in the vehicle fled the scene but was later located in Plover, Wisconsin. Alcohol is also suspected in a 3-vehicle crash that sent 2 people to the hospital in Alma, Wisconsin. According to a release from the Buffalo County Sheriff's Department, the crash happened on State Highway 35 north of Beach Harbor Road in the city of Alma yesterday around 3:30 p.m. Investigators say 50-year-old Jeremy Holberg of Durand was traveling southbound on State Highway 35 when he rear-ended 67-year-old Keith Honig of Alma. The impact forced Honig's vehicle into the northbound lane where it collided with a Polaris Slingshot operated by 19-year-old Grace Kennedy. Both Kennedy and Honig were flown to nearby hospitals for their injuries. No word yet on arrests or the extent of the injuries.
Well, happy first day of September. It's definitely feeling like September out there today. That weather is going to continue to start the first month of fall off as we take a look at our sky cams. A couple clouds out there in La Crosse, otherwise very sunny conditions, really warming it up. Although if you are planning a night out on the town, especially if you have the day off tomorrow, I would maybe bring an extra layer or wear a long sleeve, especially if you're staying out a little bit later. It's going to get a little chillier, a little quicker tonight, especially with a breeze in those earlier evening hours. However, that should die down as that sun sets and we get into the evening hours. Eau Claire getting down into the 60s by 8 p.m. So definitely a little bit chillier, a lot more fall-like. As we get into Labor Day, though, those conditions are going to stick around. Lots of sunshine, although 65 at 10 a.m. Just a little cold if you have any late morning activities, but we'll warm up into the mid to upper 70s as we get into the afternoon. So we'll feel a warm up going into Wednesday, getting back near normal. Then we're going to see some showers return for Thursday, and after that, we'll see another cool down where we could see the 60s again as we get into next weekend. But I'll break it all down coming up in your full forecast right after this.
All right, thank you so much, Nicole.
Yeah.
Runners laced up for the 10th annual Home Run for Recovery today. Cooley Recovery Center has been holding the race since 2014. Each year, people run to remember those who lost their lives to substance abuse disorder or who are still struggling with active addiction. In the last 7 years, an average of 1,300 Wisconsinites died from drug overdoses each year, 151 of those in La Crosse County. The Run Walk also raises awareness for addiction, the Cooley Recovery Center and its resources and funds to provide recovery support.
It's our way to not only raise awareness, but it's also our way to raise funds to continue supporting those that are looking for their pathway to recovery.
Well, the event kicks off Recovery Awareness Month and reminds folks that recovery from substance use and ending the cycle of addiction is achievable. And folks in Westby are celebrating the unofficial end of summer with some locally grown tomatoes. Today is the 9th annual Tasty Tomato Festival, hosted by Deep Rooted, an organic farm. Every year, it showcases multiple types of tomatoes, giving them a taste of the fruit's varieties. This year, more than 40 types of tomatoes were up for tasting. Deep Rooted owner Tiffany Cade says people are surprised by how many of them there are.
That is probably one of the best parts is some people are like, wait, there's 43 different types of tomatoes. I mean, there's hundreds of different varieties of tomatoes, but this is a really great opportunity for people to be able to sample green tomatoes, you know, different yellow ones.
A lot of tomatoes there. The sample table is open until 7 p.m. tonight. Tickets are $23. Deep Rooted is already planning for the festival's milestone next year. Still ahead on News 8 Now this weekend, inflation is impacting many Labor Day weekend barbecues. Find out how much more money shoppers are spending.
We know the fentanyl coming from Mexico and China is a threat here in Wisconsin.
It's why Tammy Baldwin is working to stop it.
And Tammy passed the bipartisan Fend Off Fentanyl Act.
That takes on the Mexican cartels and the fentanyl coming from China.
And Tammy Baldwin voted 32 times to strengthen our border.
32 times to increase border patrols.
And technology to keep illegal drugs out. Because Senator Baldwin knows
keeping us safe is her first priority.
Tell Tammy Baldwin to keep securing our borders.
Are you finding bathing and bathroom business has gotten more difficult? Bad hips, bad knees can pose a problem. Just getting up and down can be risky. There is a simple, affordable solution. In just a day or two, you can have a beautiful new walk-in shower, safe and easy to care for with grab bars, a handheld shower, and a seat if you like. Set an appointment with one of our designers to plan your new bath. Better products at lower prices because we care. The Board Store.
T-Mobile coverage in my area is wonderful.
We have 8 acres, and it gives you peace of mind to know that you're going to have a reliable signal.
We enjoy hiking. We enjoy the outdoors. The coverage has been great.
And after investing billions to light up our network from big cities to small towns, T-Mobile is America's largest and fastest 5G network. See for yourself. Try T-Mobile's network free for 3 months. Your phone, our network, no strings.
Donald Trump's out for control, and he has a plan to get it.
Detailed plans for exactly what our movement will do.
It's called Project 2025, a 922-page blueprint to give Trump unchecked power, using the Justice Department to seek vengeance, monitoring women's pregnancies, cutting Medicare and Social Security. Those are Donald Trump's plans. He'll take control, we'll pay the price.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Welcome back. You may have been overcharged for basics like milk and eggs. An executive for Kroger grocery stores admitted to intentionally raising some prices above inflation levels as his company tries to buy one of his main competitors. But all food shoppers are feeling the pinch this Labor Day weekend as they gather around the grill. While inflation has fallen below 3% for the first time since 2021, food inflation remains a problem. CBS's Janet Shamley digs into the issue.
The unofficial end of summer, officially arriving with higher prices for that Labor Day barbecue.
Prices have gone up. Most all prices are up. The wings here especially have really escalated in price.
This is Bud's House of Meat in Houston.
How much product will you go through this weekend?
We're going to go through a lot, about 1,600 pounds of leg quarters, 2,000 pounds of sausage, 5,000 pounds of ribs. I need you to go help cut orders.
Owner Tim Heiner also stocks all the barbecue side dishes, including dessert, plus staples like milk and eggs.
Eggs are crazy. Eggs are about $1.50, almost $2 more than my cost was last year.
For shoppers, the price of a dozen eggs is up 47%, now averaging more than $3. In 1 year, hot dogs are up almost 10%, ground beef nearly 8%, ribs more than 4%, and beans 6%. That beer you plan to wash it all down with has increased more than 3%.
What'd you buy today?
Steak.
How much did it cost?
$28.
What did you think it would cost?
About 10.
Even with inflation cooling, experts say prices are rising due to higher labor costs, drought conditions, and in the case of beef and poultry, low inventory. Bird flu also taking a toll.
Has it changed your buying habits?
To some degree, yes. There are some things that I just rarely buy, I don't buy anymore. Even some meat products I don't buy anymore.
But they are still buying. You can see people here in this butcher shop, and it is right before closing time. More than 70% of consumers say they will celebrate the Labor Day holiday, a majority planning to either grill or barbecue with family and friends. Janet Shamlian, CBS News, Houston.
Now today marks the first day of meteorological fall. It definitely felt like it out there. As we can see, our observed highs in La Crosse, 75, 72 in Eau Claire, so we definitely felt those fall-like conditions. Now, if we take a look at our September stats for the outlook on the rest of the month, here's normal for La Crosse. The first day of September should be at 81 for the high, 78 for the high in Eau Claire, so we were definitely well below that, 6 degrees below that today. As we get towards the end of the month, on the 30th, 70 for the normal high in La Crosse, 66 on the 30th of September for the normal high. So we'll definitely feel a pretty drastic cool down as we get through the month. Definitely going to start to feel like fall out there. And then those lows on the end of the month are kind of going to be similar to what we're going to see going into tonight. Now, the coldest temperatures that we've ever seen in September were for both cities, September 30th, 1899, where both cities dipped down into the 20s. Now, we are tracking a little bit of a cool down, but we're definitely not going to get that cold. As we can see on our jet stream map, we'll see these mild conditions stick around as we get through Labor Day and then maybe into Tuesday as well. But as we get through Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll feel a little bit of a warm up, nothing too drastic, actually just getting right back up to average temperatures. And then by Thursday, especially going into Friday, we'll feel this big trough plunge down from the north, bringing much cooler air for that weekend as well going into Friday. Here's another look at it, a 3D map of that cooler air mass. As we go into Friday evening, we'll see temperatures at 67. That's going to be near that high for Friday. And then going into early Saturday, 46 in La Crosse. So it's definitely going to be a little bit chillier out there as we get into next weekend. 67 again for the high on Saturday. We'll definitely feel that change. And then with that trough, we're also going to see an associated low pressure system with its cold front passing through. That's going to be our next weather maker as we go into Thursday. We'll see those showers passing through over much of the day, and then maybe some redevelopment behind the front as we get into Friday morning. But we aren't really expecting too much in terms of rainfall. As we can see in the next week, much of the area below a quarter of an inch. So there's really not a whole lot of rainfall that will come with this. Looking at our highs for Labor Day, 77 in La Crosse, 74 in Eau Claire. Definitely going to be a gorgeous fall day to celebrate the end of summer with those fall temperatures. Tuesday, 79, and then we'll really start to feel that warm up, getting back to normal by Wednesday with that chance for those showers and thunderstorms for Thursday. And then that cold front makes a big impact. 71 on Friday, even seeing the 60s on Saturday. It'll definitely be a little bit chillier out there next week, Evan, if you have any plans for it. Might even want to break out like our winter coats, maybe. It's going to feel cold, especially after that heat wave we had last week.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm sad to see the heat go, but we'll get a little bit taste of fall, but maybe the 80s will come back.
Oh, yeah. We'll see. We'll see.
All right, thanks, Nicole. The Brewers have been red hot as they enter today on another 5-game win streak and are 13-4 in their last 17 games. They reached the 80 win mark last night, and a sweep today would help them closer. Kate has the rest next.
Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions, your choice for quality, affordable windows, installed by our experienced team. Contact us or stop into our showroom today for your free estimate.
I was robbed. They tried to run me over with a getaway car. He almost killed me right over here. He was laughing as he fractured my skull.
Amanda's attacker was an illegal immigrant drug dealer arrested twice before, but released by San Francisco DA Kamala Harris.
If Kamala Harris hadn't let him out, this never would have happened to me.
Kamala put violent illegals, convicted felons, back on the streets.
Kamala just doesn't care about protecting people like me.
Make America Great Again Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
It never should have happened. The Waukesha Christmas Parade attack. 6 Wisconsinites mowed down by Darrell Brooks. Just days earlier, Brooks was arrested for trying to run over his girlfriend with the very same car. But Brooks was released on $1,000 bail. Senator Tammy Baldwin voted against increased funding for pretrial detention of violent criminals, making it easier for criminals like Darrell Brooks to terrorize our communities. Tell Senator Baldwin, violent criminals belong behind bars.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Everyday prices are too high. Food, rent, gas, back to school clothes. That is called Bidenomics. A loaf of bread costs 50% more today. Ground beef is up almost 50%. There's not much left at the end of the month. Bidenomics is working. The price of housing has gone up. It feels so hard to just be able to get ahead. And we are very proud of Bidenomics.
My day is packed. Client meetings, patient rounds,
getting kids out the door.
But Eric Hovde thinks all women care about is Hollywood.
It's just deplorable. Sadly, with, females, they spend too much time focused on what's going on in Hollywood.
Well, guess what, Eric Hovde?
We know you supported overturning Roe versus Wade.
And we know you'd vote for a national abortion ban, too.
Eric Hovde must think he knows better than us.
What is wrong with this guy?
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
covering all of the exciting action from your community. Here's News 8 Now Sports with Kate Overton.
The Brewers have been red hot. They entered today on another 5-game win streak. They're 13-4 in their last 17 games, and they reached the 80-win mark last night. And a sweep today would help them inch closer to the best record in the National League. Let's go to the highlights. Milwaukee going for the 4-game sweep over Cincinnati, but Reds making it tough. Second inning, nobody on it. Jake Fraley tags up Tobias Meyer. This one to deep right field. Leaves the park in a hurry. Reds take a 1-0 lead. Let's go to the 4th inning. Now 2-1 Reds, but in steps Willy Adames, and he's been on a mission. A home run in the first 3 games of the series, and this is going to make it 4 straight games. This one a deep shot to center field, and this game is all square at 2. Next inning, the Brewers going to add one more. Bryce Terang back up the middle. Joey Ortiz rounds third. He comes in to score, and Milwaukee takes a 3-2 lead. The Reds would actually tie it, and then in the 10th, Terang chopper to second, but Jonathan India sends a rocket into home. Monasterio's tagged out at the plate. We remain tied, and then in the bottom of the 11th, Bryce Wilson can't field the comebacker, and the Reds walk it off. 4-3 the final. Milwaukee can't complete the sweep, but they still hold a 9-game lead over the Cubs. Cubs are 9-1 in their last 10 and 3.5 games out from the wild card spot. For Milwaukee, they're hosting St. Louis starting tomorrow. And then over in Minneapolis, the Twins taking on the Blue Jays. Rough start for the home team. Ernie Clement up to bat, and the Blue Jays take Bailey over deep. A solo shot to left. Toronto goes up 1-0. Twins would tie it up, but trouble in the 8th. Bases loaded, and Griffin Jacks gonna hit the batter, and that will bring in the go-ahead run. Toronto would score one more and lead 3-1, but in the bottom half of the 8th, 2 men on, and how about Royce Lewis? One to deep left field, defense at the wall, but it's gone. A 3-run shot. When Lewis is healthy, he's electric. Twins take a 4-3 lead, and that would be the difference maker. Twins hold on for the win and pick up a big series win. Still holding on to that wild card spot. They'll go again tomorrow on the road against the Rays. That's going to do it for this edition of News 8 Now. We'll see you at 10.